Most people believe their cat loves them very much. But pause for a moment and look a little closer. If your cat truly loves you, why does it avoid your eye contact? Why is it that every time you touch it, its tail starts to flick? And why? Are there times when it disappears for hours as if you don't exist? This isn't just cat personality, because according to science, some of the most common cat behaviors are not signs of affection at all, but they reveal something much bigger, how your cat actually feels about you. And in this video, we'll explore 5 common behaviors that most owners misunderstand. Number 1, eye avoidance. Silence is not random. Most humans believe that when 2 individuals look into each other's eyes, that's connection. But in a cat's world, eye contact isn't that simple. In the wild, cats are predators and also prey. That makes their nervous system extremely sensitive to staring. Staring is not friendly. It's pressure. It's a warning. That's why cats developed a special form of communication, the slow blink. When a cat looks at you, then slowly closes its eyes, that is an extremely important moment. It's not just relaxation. It's a statement. I don't see you as a threat. Some behavioral studies have shown that when humans blink back at cats, the likelihood of the cat approaching increases significantly. What does that mean? Your cat is trying to communicate, and that is the language of trust. But look at your own cat. If it avoids your eye contact, turns its head away whenever you look, leaves the room when you try to connect, this is not random. This is a reflex. And a reflex that shows it does not feel safe yet. What's important is many cat owners don't realize they are contributing to this. They stare too long, approach too quickly, try to pick up, hug, or pet the cat when it's not ready. In human eyes, that is affection, but in a cat's eyes, that is intrusion. Imagine a stranger suddenly getting very close, staring directly into your eyes, and touching you before you're ready. What would you do? You would pull back. Cats do the same. The only difference is it doesn't say it. It just avoids you. And over time, that behavior becomes a habit. An invisible distance is created, not because your cat hates you, but because it hasn't learned that you are safe. Number 2, tail flicking. When emotions are misread, if the eyes are subtle signals, the tail is the truth you can't hide. And this is also where cat owners misunderstand the most. One of the most common misconceptions is cats wag their tails when they're happy, like dogs. The truth, almost completely the opposite. Dogs wag their tails to express social excitement. Cats do not. In cats, the tail is a tool for regulating emotion. It reflects level of stimulation, nervous state, and tolerance limits. A tail flicking quickly is not happiness. It's a sign of irritation. A tail slamming against the floor is a sign of overload. A tail twitching repeatedly is a warning before a reaction. But the most important thing is not the movement, it's the context. Imagine this. Your cat is lying still, so you approach. You start petting it. For the first few seconds, everything seems fine. Then, the tail starts to flick. This is the moment many people ignore. They keep petting. They think it's still lying there. But the truth is, cats don't leave immediately. They warn first. Cat behavior often follows a sequence: subtle signal, tail, escalation, ears flatten, eyes widen, reaction, scratch, bite, leave. If you don't read step 1, you will only see step 3. And then you'll think, why did it suddenly become aggressive? But it wasn't sudden. It already told you. You just didn't understand. A cat that flicks its tail around you does not hate you, but it is saying, I'm uncomfortable. And if that signal repeats often, the bond between you and your cat will slowly become tense. Number 3, excessive scratching, stress without a voice, a torn sofa, a wall covered in claw marks. The first human reaction is usually, this cat is destructive. But what you're seeing is only the surface. Scratching is a completely natural behavior. Cats scratch too, mark territory with scent, remove old claw layers, stretch muscles, and release energy. But when the behavior changes in frequency or intensity, it is no longer just instinct. If your cat scratches more than usual, scratches in places it never used to, scratches forcefully and repeatedly, that is a signal that shows its nervous system is overstimulated. In other words, it is stressed. Unlike humans, cats don't have a clear way to release stress. They don't talk. They don't complain. Instead, they turn emotion into behavior, and scratching is one of the strongest ways. What's important is the causes of stress for cats can be incredibly small. A chair being moved, a stranger entering the house, a new animal, even a change in feeding time. For humans, that's normal. But for cats, it's loss of control. Cats are creatures that depend on stability. When their world changes, they don't understand why. And to regain a sense of control, they scratch, not to destroy, but to say, "This is still my territory." Number 4. The litter box, a cry for help. No one hears. There is a simple but extremely important truth. Cats are extremely clean animals. So when a cat eliminates outside the litter box or avoids the box entirely, it is never random. When and almost always, there is a reason. Many people think it's doing that out of revenge. But behavioral science shows the opposite. Most cases are related to stress or negative emotions or health issues. In other words, this is not defiance. This is a cry for help. For cats, the litter box is not just a bathroom, it is a vulnerable place. In the wild, when eliminating, cats are at their weakest. So they need privacy, safety, stability. If the litter box is dirty, placed in a noisy area, or disturbed by other factors, the cat will refuse to use it. And when you punish it for that, you make the situation worse. Stress increases, behavior worsens, leads to punishment, leads to more stress. A cycle with no escape. The most important thing to understand is your cat is not trying to upset you. It is trying to adapt in an environment that makes it uncomfortable. Number 5, overgrooming, anxiety without words. Grooming is such a familiar behavior that many people no longer notice it, but in reality, it is one of the clearest windows into a cat's psychological state. Cats groom to clean themselves, relax, regulate emotion, but when this behavior exceeds its limits, it becomes a problem. If you see your cat licking one area repeatedly, patches of fur loss, red or inflamed skin, this is no longer grooming. This is self-soothing. Just like humans when they bite their nails, shake their legs, repeat unconscious behaviors. Cats have a similar mechanism, but the difference is they use their own bodies to do it. What's concerning is this behavior often starts in the mind, then shows up physically. A cat that overgrooms usually doesn't just have a skin problem. It has an emotional problem. It could be anxiety, insecurity, or prolonged overstimulation. And if not recognized early, this behavior can become chronic. Conclusion: the truth few people want to hear. If your cat avoids eye contact, flicks its tail when you touch it, scratches more than usual, eliminates outside the litter box, overgrooms don't rush to ask, "Does it love me?" Because that question may not be the most important one. Ask instead, "Does it feel safe around me?" Because in a cat's world, safety always comes before affection. A cat that does not feel safe cannot love, but a cat that feels safe will begin to trust. And when a cat trusts you, it doesn't just stay, it chooses to stay. And for cats, that is the truest form of love.